This is Talk About Topeka on Gab Local TV and TV 25. This episode brought to you by Field of Greens and The Break Room. And here's your host, Chris Schultz.
All right, so we're here in that gablocal.tv studio for another round of fun this week. We have Frank in our studio control. How are you, Frank?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Chris, because, hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Well, you never ask. I'm surprised. Thanks for asking.
Well, I don't know. I was just trying to get some airtime on TV.
Of course, makes you look all warm and fuzzy and such. Yeah, I got it.
No, that's the Vaseline on the camera lens.
Okay.
Yes.
Learning tricks from Barbara Walters there. Good job. Okay, so you really have been working your tail off. You've been doing a lot of work down at the break room and Field of Greens, making sure everything's going well there. But there's a big thing happening over there. The Drunkard is coming back this year, and you've been bringing that back to the theater, right?
Oh yeah, this is our fourth year, I think, doing it in the summertime. Yeah,
I think I can't keep track of what day it is today, let alone what year it is. But I'm still writing 2012 on my checks.
You haven't written a check in a long time, so don't give me
Since
that.
2012. What are you talking about? Anyway, good deal.
No, for those of you that don't know what The Drunkard is, it's a melodrama. It was written by Dale Easton, which unfortunately is no longer with us. But this one's directed by Karen Hastings, and it's got a fantastic cast. They are over the top, wonderful. We're doing things a little bit different this year. We're doing it as a non-dinner show. So it starts earlier. It starts at 7, and we still have our full service bar. We're gonna have some popcorn and some snacks there, and maybe desserts, and then a wonderful show. So you guys don't want to miss it. Tickets are only $25, including ticket fees. So that's not bad.
It's a pretty good deal, especially when it's a really intimate venue. I want to take a minute just to tell a story about Dale Easton for anybody who didn't know him. The guy was like, what would you say, theater royalty? Like, if there was royalty, he was there. He used to write the reviews for theater as well, for Metro News. This is from my experience. And I remember back in high school, I did this magic show fundraiser for our high school's departments and trying to raise some funds for them. And so he came to the show. And I was so nervous, this kid on stage, like the town theater reviewer, like he's one, there's only 2 theater reviewers in this town, and the other one's Phil Grecian, and Phil Grecian plays the Drunkard this year in the show. But anyway, here he was, Dale Easton was at the show, and if you look back at the tapes from back then, like there were some of the jokes that you could hear actually Dale laughing in the middle of the show, which is really cool. So afterwards, I used to work at Topeka Civic Theater in the bar over there, and I was a kid, sold popcorn, and I was waiting for my ride at the end of the night to come pick me up, and Dale Easton was sitting out in front, and it was right after this show, and it was raining. We were underneath the awnings in the old North Topeka facility. You remember that? Somebody shared a picture of on the Topeka History Geeks page, Frank, of the old theater in North Topeka, which was just...
Well, yeah, they got it after Civic Theater moved out, before they did the bypass, and they ripped the building down, which is so depressing.
Had pictures of the train cars that used to be the buffet and the bar car on the sides. It was just, I just love how that place was put together. But anyway, we're sitting there, it's raining outside, and he said, You got some pretty good magic skills. And I remember doing like one of these like David Copperfield poses where I went like this, just kind of trying to be cheesy. And at that exact moment, there was a ginormous bolt of lightning that hit like right behind us, and this huge crash. And I just remember Dale's look on his face as he looked up and he said, "You get away from me, you scary little beep." Did you like how I put the beep in there?
Yeah, thanks, I didn't have to do it. But he did the same thing to me. I was the stage manager for that show. It was Noises Off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that? It was a great cast, and yeah, it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Yeah, love Dale Easton.
Cool. We absolutely love Dale Easton. Glad we could share a little moment of your time with a story about Dale, because he did so much. And us hosting the Drunkard at the Break Room for the past several years, so many wonderful people have great stories. You want to hear good stories about Dale Easton? Karen Hastings has a ton of them, and Phil Grecian, of course. You gotta see that guy, and you'll be able to hang out with both of them.
Hey, don't forget, we're going to sell T-shirts this year.
We are.
T-shirts. They're only $15. Here's the logo. It's right here on the screen. And that we went back to the retro logo, and that's Dale himself right there.
That is we had a different logo, but that is exactly the logo that we've started using
from
this year.
Dale. That's from Dale, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that people come out because there's a limited amount of dates and a limited amount of seats. So people are buying tickets now. Go to breakroomdowntown.com to get your tickets, and I might even set up a link to get the shirts online as well.
That's good. Well, we're going to talk more about those shirts in the next segment because we have something else coming up that's pretty cool going on with that. So we're going to take a real quick break, and then we'll come up with more right here on gablocal.tv. It's Talk About Topeka, and you're tuning in right now.